From activist to chief minister, political outsider to the man in the spotlight, has Arvind Kejriwal just made Narendra Modi's roads to Delhi a whole lot tougher? Well, on the first day of 2014, as we look ahead to a general election that also promises to be a game changer, we're asking tonight, will the real contest in 2014 be between Narendra Modi and Arvind Kejriwal?
As the big fight of 2014, Narendra Modi versus Rahul Gandhi, now become Narendra Modi versus Arvind Kejriwal. From activist to chief minister, Arvind Kejriwal's rise has been phenomenal, perhaps reflecting the desperation of the voter for a political alternative.
ये साल काफी हद तक तय करेगा कि ये देश पहले की तरह अराजकता और गृह युद्ध की तरफ बढ़ता जाए, जहां बढ़ रहा था, इसी भ्रष्टाचार में लिप्त रहे, या ये देश इस व्यवस्था परिवर्तन की क्रांति से इसको इस भ्रष्टाचार से मुक्त किया जा सके.
Unable to decipher Rahul Gandhi's abstract promises, despairing over the Congress's ability to right the economic situation, is the voter countrywide now looking towards the unassuming Arvind Kejriwal as an alternative to Narendra Modi?
Well, any party can certainly have a national ambition. This is a democracy. Good luck to them. But as far as India is concerned, the people of the country have decided to make Shri Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister of India.
There is a vast difference between Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. Mr. Narendra Modi represents the same kind of politics that we have seen in this country practiced by the BJP and the Congress.
I wouldn't go so far as to say A is bigger than B or B is bigger than A, but definitely Kejriwal is going to make a Modi victory or a Modi for PM campaign much more difficult to accomplish.
While the Congress continues to delay naming its prime ministerial candidate, is it already too late? Has Rahul Gandhi already lost his place in the race to Arvind Kejriwal? NDTV Bureau Report.
Well, joining us on this discussion tonight, senior journalists Ashok Malik, Nalini Singh. We're also being joined by Mohandas Pai, and we expect to be joined by representatives of the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party very, very shortly indeed. But let me begin with you, Nalini. Do you believe that there's going to be an overt or covert rivalry between Arvind Kejriwal and, in fact, Ashok, if you want to take it first, and then I'll also ask Nalini this. Is the rivalry really going to be because essentially they're fighting for the same slice of the electoral pie?
Yes, they are both appealing to younger Indians who are a little fed up of prevailing political culture across parties, including the BJP and the Congress. They are appealing as outsiders to the system, people without a family background, without a legacy, without a taint, and they're seen as outsiders who are coming in to cleanse the system. So in a sense, they're appealing to the same constituency, especially in urban India. I do believe Modi will finish far, far ahead of Arvind Kejriwal. But the point is, Arvind Kejriwal has the ability to damage Narendra Modi. And if he damages him without necessarily winning those seats, in even 10 or 20 seats or 20 or 25 seats, it can have a huge impact on the overall result.
But Nalini, when we're talking about outsiders, in a sense, is Arvind Kejriwal a bigger outsider? Because he represents, somebody who's outside the political establishment as well, not just beyond, categories of dynasty that Narendra Modi may be setting himself up against.
Actually, Ankita, there was such anger against just this. What your package just said was the traditional forms of politics. So outsiders actually are insiders in a very big way. It's very cool to be an outsider. So what happened is that anger of the voter, especially of the young, was equal to a vote for BJP earlier. But now they have an option in Aam Aadmi Party also. So it's the harvesting of the anger which is actually happening here. And then you've got in Arvind Kejriwal a new idiom, which is ideas, ideals, anti-corruption, and a moral force, etc. So these things have been added on to the discourse, but actually added to the discourse. But actually speaking, if you look at what's happening on the ground, there's another thing to say about Aam Aadmi Party. What Arvind Kejriwal says from the podium,
yes,
from at a press conference, he's got megaphones on the ground. He's got volunteers who go from house to house and say, did you know that he said that this is our policy? How are you doing? Aapki samasya kya hai? What's your problem? He's got this force multiplier. He's very coordinated.
So are we in a sense seeing a difference in the way in which politics is going to be played out ahead of 2014? Does the BJP suddenly feel the need that perhaps to go back to this kind of grassroots level galvanization?
Well, certainly in Delhi and in urban areas around Delhi, which are a very different sort of ecosystem than, say, rural India, the Aam Aadmi Party's process of mobilization or mechanism of mobilization has been very successful. And it's left conventional politics and conventional parties far behind. However, I still like to point out one thing, that all of India is not Delhi or Haryana or Gurgaon, because as you go into wider and larger constituencies, the Aam Aadmi Party will start running into problems. Right. There's one other point I'd like to make. The Aam Aadmi Party has certainly shown the BJP that it needs to find good candidates, not just a good leader.
Okay, good candidates, not just a good leader. Dilip Pandey of the Aam Aadmi Party is also with us now, as is Devang Nanavati of the BJP. Dilip Pandey, to you first, do you believe that you're actually now getting more and more of those candidates as we speak? People already in parts of public life coming forward, joining your movement. Do you believe that there's not going to be a lack of leaders very soon?
Well, that's not true. Actually, after we prove that an honest effort can be supported by common men of this country, which was all the time missing for them whenever they thought of voting in this electoral system, that has set an example, and a lot of good people are coming forward. Even when, if we talk about Delhi's elections, we were always questioned that how we are going to find out honest and people with good character and non-criminal background. I think we took this as a challenge, and we easily managed to find out 70 good people out of and 28 out of 70 those people actually won the elections by defeating the stalwarts of established politics. So that proves we have already set the agenda for 2014 elections, wherein people are actually looking forward looking upon Aam Aadmi Party to do the same magic, do the same kind of alternative politics in other part of the country.
Okay, let me just
and
take
we are very
that to the
hopeful
BJP.
that it won't be a big deal.
Devang Nanavati, the Aam Aadmi Party claims that Arvind Kejriwal is now setting the agenda. Do you believe that the BJP now needs to be worried? Is it already, in a sense, reacting to an agenda that's already been set?
Well, first of all, see, there is no denial that the Aam Aadmi Party has made a scintillating debut in Delhi. But as I think Ashok was just saying when I joined, that Delhi is a different ball game. A metropolitan city like Delhi, the capital, where the VIP culture has become more a pain for the common man. It's a different ball game. I must quote the famous lines that I once heard in a movie called The American President. Michael Douglas was staring as the American president, and he stated in that movie, which I find very apt for today's comment, that you gather middle-aged people, you tell them what their problems are, and then tell them who's to blame for it, and that's how you win elections. Now the test will come for the Aam Aadmi Party, is to prove that they can come up with solutions for the problems that they exist. They can come up with the governance that is required to solve these problems. Otherwise, it's very simple to get elected the first time by blaming that who's to blame the political system, the existing political parties, the existing government. It's very easy. It becomes tougher when you have to prove it. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party representative, I forgot his
the
name.
Aam Aadmi Party does deliver on some of its promises, is the BJP then going to be worried?
Please have the please have the patience for me to complete, ma'am. If you are going to cross-examine me, I am not here in a dock to be cross-examined by you. So, coming to the point that I was trying to make, that the 70 candidates that, for example, the Aam Aadmi Party representative stated that we found 70 honest candidates. Now, I presume that they will be honest, but isn't it too early to say that? Because they have yet to be proven so. They have just been 48, 72 or 96 hours in power. So let us see if the 70 people are as honest as they are claimed to be. Because after all, any political party, maybe let's say Arvind Kejriwal is very good, for example. Let us say that so-and-so is very good. But the point is that if you are going going to do it on a mass scale, the people that you're going to engage in the party workers, the party candidates, etc., are not going to come from Mars or Venus. They are these very same people who are existing in different political parties and different fields of life in this country. So we have to understand that politicians don't come from Mars and Venus. They are you and me. It's a reflection of what the society is. So it's not so simple.
Okay, Dilip Pandey, in a sense, are you kind of grappling with two things? A, having to now prove, having to go ahead and deliver on those promises, but also prove that your lack of administrative background is not going to go against you.
Well, there's a problem with the political pundits from established politics, that they're still trying to measure the water of Delhi elections with the same old conventional tools. I'll continue in this. Recently there were elections in 5 states, and it was Delhi wherein the Nota button was less praised. And if you talk about Madhya Pradesh election, there were 6.5 lakh people who praised the Nota button. What does it prove? It proves that the honest alternative was available only for the citizen of Delhi and nowhere else. On other places, there was politics of substitution being played, while in Delhi it was politics of alternative. Now I'm coming back to your question that is related to fulfilling the promises. So within less than 72 hours, we fulfilled 2 of our promises, and we are already working on rest of the promises. So when we were about to contest elections, we were questioned that we won't be able to contest. We contested. When we won the elections, we got 38 seats. We are now being questioned that we won't be able to govern.
Ashok,
now that we have started governing the elections, we are again being questioned.
Okay.
So I think we delivered in past, we are doing it today, and we'll deliver it in future also.
Okay.
There's no question of not doing it.
Maybe it's too early to talk about delivery already, but yes.
No, it isn't too early at all, because this rhetoric just now is the rhetoric of brashness, but it will morph into arrogance very soon, which is exactly what we have been, which we found so objectionable. Because today the truth is that it is, and Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party have got this very well, which is there are 5 things: competitive populism, tame inflation, women's security, permanent jobs forever and ever, and also that anti-graft. So this is the kind of thing that Devang Nanavati was talking about, a little formula. And they have got it with, as I said earlier, moral force. So now to say in 48 hours they've done this, what I admired, and I think lots of people admired, was that they worked through the structure that exists, which is a tried and tested structure, and now distorted, which is elections. But now to be, to not respect the structures that are coming along and say, but you are corrupt and that is bad and that party is awful. That's not something which we expect.
Do you also see this sort of arrogance in the Aam Aadmi Party?
No, brashness.
Brashness at this point, which may spill over into arrogance later. But if unemployment and absence of growth really are issues, are we yet to hear of really actionable, deliverable plans from both these leaders, Arvind Kejriwal as well as Narendra Modi?
Well, let's understand the reason why Aam Aadmi Party came to power in Delhi. It was the anger of the people of Delhi. They capitalized on it. They had anti-corruption movement. They have no ideology that I know of. They don't have a plan for action for growth or anything like that, which a mature democracy wants a political party to do. They have come to power because of negative vote against the Congress, and they capitalized on that. They had volunteers from all over who came there to prove a point. I think they did very well, and we must respect them for it. And in 48 hours, 72 hours, what they have done is give away something that is already there. I mean, you cut the power tariff, you cut the water cord, is no big deal, and you simplify VAT, is no big deal. The real test will come when they haul up the administration, when they make sure governance reaches the Aam Aadmi and things go well. And that's going to take time. That's not going to be easy. They have a group of brash young people who have come there, very good, but I don't know what their ideology is. And I'm sure, like somebody said, it soon morph into arrogance, because I heard Prashant Bhushan sometimes on TV and making some outlandish statements, being arrogant and telling that everybody is corrupt except them, and this is not an acceptable thing. And let's understand one thing. Narendra Modi is a nationwide phenomenon. People are flocking to him. The 4 states where he won the election, there's the consolidation of the Hindu vote, and he gave them a growth agenda, he canvassed, and he's a formidable power. To think that Arvind Kejriwal can become suddenly a morph into a formidable power all over the country, galvanize everything like that, is a very, very difficult thing. I don't think we should make him into a super god right now. We must respect the man, respect
Dilip,
all
you
of them for
respond
doing
to that.
well.
He may
but I
be the
think we have
toast
to
of
wait.
Delhi at the moment, but Arvind Kejriwal is still far from being a nationwide phenomenon, even a nationwide urban
not.
phenomenon.
Well,
See,
urban side, yes.
This
I
is
mean,
very
people in the urban.
unfortunate for the sake of discussion, because what Aam Aadmi Party is talking about is we are talking about the issues that are affecting common man's life. We are not here to discuss whether it's going in Lok Sabha elections going to be Kejriwal versus Narendra Modi versus Rahul Gandhi.